couple of days ago, I feel really tired. It's about 11 a.m. I'm feeling really tired. I've come after a hard leg workout. And you guys, if you go to the gym, you know how difficult a leg workout especially is. And I just feel this sense of nauseousness, and I'm really freaking tired, and I don't want to script out and film my next video. And I remember a time where a couple months back, I would do this thing where once in every perhaps 3 weeks or so, I would take a break where one day I'd basically do close to nothing productive and eat whatever I want and I just have a chill day. And this thought of having that day again came back to me a couple days ago. But I didn't want to do it because every single time where a couple months back when I would take one day off, I felt horrible. Even though I was so consistent and so hardworking for those period of 3 weeks, I hated this one day that I took off. In my mind, I was like, oh, I'm so excited for this day. I get to eat whatever I want, whatever. But during the day, I felt like garbage. I hated it. Just the thought of sitting and doing nothing and feeling unproductive was just unbearable almost. And I was thinking of guys who are supremely successful. I'm talking the top 10% of the world. So many of these guys, they have millions and billions of dollars, but yet they work hard. They're so busy. And I was thinking, despite having so much money, what are they after? They have everything. So what could they still possibly be after? It's not that, they have $5 billion and they want 6 billion. That's not the case. Because at one point, eventually you get to a point where you're making so much money that you don't even have time to spend it all. And when you get to that point, it's almost like, okay, now what's the point? And I was thinking that these are the pinnacle of masculine men. Masculine men are men that are completely focused on nothing but their purpose. Their purpose is perhaps some work, some mission. It's almost like a mission. Imagine you see those English movies, yeah, those action movies, and these guys, they get into a group and you're like, okay, we're gonna go and freaking steal this or whatever. That's almost what the masculine man has in his head. They have this mission that they want to accomplish, and they will keep at it almost until they die. And it's a weird thing because for a lot of people, they have this idea that, oh, once you become successful, you earn X amount of money and then you're going to retire and then relax, right? But when you're a really masculine man, and most men nowadays are completely the opposite of masculine, but when you're at the top of it, it's like you can achieve everything, but you still want to work. And I have no experience in this, but it's just a thought that occurred to me, and I think it makes a lot of sense. A lot of the successful people, they will continue to work. They have no reason to, and if you ask them, they'll probably not know why they're working, but they still do. Let's take the average guy, for example. The average guy working at a 9 to 5 job has this idea that they're going to work for an X amount of years, and by the time they're 55, 60, whatever, 65, they're going to retire and then relax and enjoy their life. And I think this is completely the wrong mindset to have. Most men will go insane after they retire. That's because they have nothing else to do. As men, the masculine men, you are after work. It's not, when you're young, when I'm at the stage I am 18, I'm chasing results. I'm doing the work because I want the money. I want this. I want to do this. But after a certain extent, it's like you've done everything. There's no real reason for you to go and do so. Look at Chris Bumstead, the 5-time Mr. Olympia. You think he needs another sixth? No. But he does it because he gives himself a sense of accomplishment, a sense of fulfillment. And that is the same with any successful person. So many people, they think, they're going to do this work and then retire. But chances are you're not going to be happy when you even retire. I obviously have no experience on this. But from what I've seen, I don't think, you're just... How many men have you seen? They work until they're 60, retire, and then they enjoy their money and they're completely happy. That very rarely happens. We are so focused in this society to, promote less work. Oh, less work, the better. You make lesser hours of work, the better. It's almost like a flex nowadays, which is ridiculous. And I think this sort of a video is more so important to a viewer like you than the average person, because let's be honest, if you're watching a video like this, it's it's like 95% likely that you're not a normal person, you're not the average person. And when I say average person, I don't mean, you're this guy's working and you're so super successful. What I mean by you're not the average person is you're consuming content like this. Guys like Hamza, Iman Ghazi, Andrew Tate, fitness content, self-improvement content, and you're really into this type of stuff. 90% of the people aren't. They don't know what the heck purpose means, they don't know what the heck self-improvement means, and you're into this type of stuff. So it's a very obviously you're not a normal person. And likelihood is that, when you if you think you have this mindset of, okay, let me just work for X amount of years and then I'm going to earn X amount of money and then retire, it's ridiculous. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to be fulfilled with just sitting around and doing nothing and relaxing on the beach. No. And obviously, I'm not saying you need to work hard 24/7. Obviously, prioritize your health, prioritize your sleep, prioritize your relationships, your family, your mental health, etc., etc. But I just think a lot of people have this wrong mindset of, let me do this and suffer for X amount of years doing something I completely hate. Most men out there, you think they love the jobs they're doing. No. This society, oh my god, like, it's freaking messed up. And the thing is, as a kid, I would always think of these thoughts, and it's crazy because now I actually listen to successful people and they say the exact same thing. Imagine this, yeah. People at university, okay, let's take, a lot of people, obviously, at university, a lot of young guys in their teens to their early 20s in university. How many of them do you think actually want to be there and go after what they're looking for? Very freaking few of them. 30% at max. The rest being forced to be there by their parents. And last year, I had to, not even last year, like freaking a few months ago, I was in this exact position. And I soon realized, like, what the hell am I doing with my life? I had to be 4 years in this university doing something I completely hated. I would literally, because I got really bad grades in school, and I had this break of a period of 7, 8 months, and I came to this university. I was like, yeah, I'm into self improvement. I'm gonna study hard. I'm gonna freaking get these great grades and everything. And things went fine for the first couple of weeks, and then eventually, I was in math class, and the sir went on rambling about x squared, b squared, Pythagoras bullshit, and I was like, I couldn't process that class. I was so pissed off. I didn't even really realize what the heck was going on with my mind, but I was just so irritated. I was just very unsettled in my head. I was like, I don't want to freaking learn this. In which way, form, or matter is this gonna help me in my future life? In my eyes at that point, I wanted to become a YouTuber. If you guys think I have about 25 subscribers right now, trust me, I had a lot more and I lost my channel, so whatever. But at that point and so now, I wanted to become a YouTuber and then grow my own businesses from there. And to think that, I'm sitting and learning about Pythagons in some class when I could probably be filming some videos out there, it was stupid to me. And then I went home, watched some videos, and I came to this decision that, like, I'm gonna have to freaking have a really, really uncomfortable conversation with my parents because at that point I was thinking, am I gonna spend 4 years doing something I hated and have my mental health probably go berserk, or have this 1 or 2 hour conversation and, do what I actually want to do? Because this society is messed up. I mean, I genuinely believe, and this is just my personal thoughts, I genuinely believe after grade 6 or grade 5 in school, whatever you learn from there on, it should be a matter of your choice. And except we have this ridiculous system where, you force your students to learn some nonsense which is not going to be even beneficial for them in their future life, and set themselves on grades and fail them or pass them. And you're almost like, you're given this pathway, this one pathway that everyone follows, and it takes a lot of courage to break free from that, and I had to break free from that. I'm gonna sit here and ask you, if you're a university student, I'm not telling you to freaking quit or anything. If you have your goals and you need a degree, obviously go after it. But if you don't, understand that the likelihood of you becoming the average person is through the roof, and unless that's what you want, you have to do something about it. Because again, back to this theory of, are you going to spend 4 years doing this that you don't like, or actually take that risk? and have a bit of an uncomfortable conversation with your parents, your family, and they may not even support you, but give it a try. It's tough because it's very difficult to go to your parents and be like, nope, I trust my own knowledge more than your knowledge. But the truth is, if you don't want to end up like them, you have to follow a different path. I know why I end up in this topic, but my point is, this often society is set up in this way where, you're born, you go to nursery, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, and then you retire thinking you're going to relax, and then eventually you don't, and then you die. And then your life, 80, 90 years of life is just gone like that. I am genuinely so grateful that I realized this at a rather early age. So many people don't. So if you can relate to what I just said now, please sit for a while and make a decision because yeah, it's your freaking future, bro. You gotta live it the way you want. You can't live it the way society thinks you should live it. You gotta live it the way you want. When I was a kid, with becoming rich or successful wasn't even a thought in my head. I genuinely thought it was something that was, you know, very rare or something that's outside your control. And now to think that, dude, bro, you work on something, you can genuinely like it's not that rare. It's rare because people don't know how to do it. You learn how to do it, you can do it. So if you can relate to what I said right now and you can genuinely relate to what I said, I just repeated the exact same thing, but you get my point. Please do consider giving a subscription to this channel because I mean life can get pretty lonely when you're on self-improvement, and it certainly has for me. So a subscription would really help. You guys can comment down below what you think of the video. And yeah, like I said, if you have the idea that you're gonna work and then retire and then feel amazing about it, if you're watching this video, that's probably not how you're gonna feel. Okay? So pick, and again, that correlates to what you're doing, because if you're just gonna work at a crappy job, obviously you're not gonna want to do it. You'd obviously, like, yes, I want to freaking retire. But in order to prevent that, you need to do something that you genuinely love and that gives you the greatest return. So, and in order to do that, you got to decide, where are you heading? If you're going the path of university, spending thousands and thousands of dollars doing something you don't like to live a future you don't want to live, then you got to sit down and think and make a decision, bro. Good luck.